Alright, hi, this is Silve and welcome to Noise in Silve's Head. It's just gonna be me this weekend, or this podcast episode. Due to unseen circumstances, the one that was supposed to join me for this pod wasn't able to due to mommy duties. I love her, so we'll just reschedule for next week. So this week, this is going to be a little bit of a test or an impromptu. I do apologize if there's going to be a lot of noise or background noise because everyone's awake. Like the whole world is awake. Usually I do my podcast at night. So what I'm going to be talking about are, because I will be discussing a few maybe poems. I'm not really, I'm bad with categorizing people's writing. So I'm going to be talking about the writings of two of my friends. One was taken from an IG page called Photos and Letters. I personally know the writer for this page. I'll have to confirm if I could put her name on the description. But yeah, if you want to read more about what she wrote, you could just basically go to Photos and Letters in IG. I will link that in the description as well. And the other one is AC. That's her pen name. And her IG handle is AC underscore the writer. So everything will be I will be taking two pieces from each, and I'm just gonna be basically talking about how I feel when I first read those pieces that they made. Alright, let's start with. So yeah, don't expect the whole I was like, do you want me to introduce myself? Hi, my name is Silve. I am Silve's other half. Just kidding. So I am using Silve due to privacy reasons, but I guess most of you guys already know who I am, especially if you are my friend that's listening to the pod. Alright, let's see. Let's start first with the one from Photos and Letters. So I think I will be categorizing them as one for like life in general, and the other one is a bit romantic or something to do with a significant other, maybe. That's so everything I'll be saying is just my interpretation. It might be a different interpretation of what the writer intends. I did tell them that, so I guess they are okay with that. I mean, yeah, hopefully they don't mind too much that I'm maybe saying something different. Okay, so everything's a bit I had to pause because it was a bit noisy earlier. So let's start with the one from Photos and Letters. So I'll be reading this one. Please, if there's pronunciation that I don't say correctly, please don't eat me alive. So this was written July 31st of this year. Please know that I'm really bad at reading things, and if I mix up anything, just go and check the actual piece. I'll try my best to read it in one go. When I told you that I have not received flowers from anyone, I was secretly hoping that you'd give me a bunch or even just one. But then you answered, "You are not the type who'd give flowers to someone." It was fine. I thought there are just things that wither and die. So, when you left and chose her, it was a surprise that you could give flowers easily, without hesitance. But it is not the flowers which made this messed up. It's the thought that you could easily do something you're not used to. It's just that I'm not the one you'd be willing to change for. You can never be ready for the wrong person. So yeah, I like this one because it kind of reminds me of what Astrid from the movie Crazy Rich Asians said when she decided to get divorced maybe or break up with her husband. is that it, it, this is not verbatim. I don't remember. Hang on, let me research it. But it's basically, she was saying that I could not make you a man if you're not that, or something. Hang on, let me search. Okay, the quote is, "It is not my job to make you feel like a man. I cannot make you something you're not." So yeah, that reminds me of that. It's basically saying that, well, if, who was it? Oh, it's such a scattered brain. This is why I need somebody else on this podcast. So yeah, so that piece just basically reminds me that no matter how much you give in a certain relationship, if they feel like you're not the one, or they're not ready for anything that big or that commitment, they wouldn't do it. So yeah, one way or another, you're gonna feel bad when everything ends and you see them just being somebody different for someone else. But there is, for me, a remedy to that. If they do want to build something with you, or if they see you in their future and they understand how you feel, try and let them know. Communicate. So that's one of the things you need to do. Communicate that with them. And if in the end there is no change, I wouldn't say you should stop and end it right there. Just maybe tolerate a bit. But if you still see no change, or you still feel like, am I not enough? Then there must be something wrong. So yeah, okay, next piece. Okay, the next piece, from Photos and Letters, was written August 4th. There are times when you're seeing a positive quote on your feed lifts up your spirit, but there are also times that they make you feel that you want to throw up with disgust. We feel lonely, frustrated, and insecure because of the many things that life brings us. I just want you to know that those emotions are valid. Don't bury them. Don't forget any of them. Feel them instead. Understand you can learn to overcome them at your own pace. Here's to hoping that we can all feel better soon. But right now, please know that it's okay not to be okay. So I think this one is a good reminder for anyone that's feeling down right now, or I don't know, is not feeling life right now because of everything that's happening. Please know that feel them, try like your emotions, no matter how negative or positive they are. Share them. Like, I think this is the reason why Photos and Letters started, because the one writing wanted to share more of how she feels. You can do the same. You don't have to share it. Just write that down and maybe read it after, I don't know, a few hours, and you'll realize that you felt good, or you felt better after writing about it. Friends would listen to you if you want to say something. Just give them a heads up that it's going to be a rant, or you just want to say out loud what you're feeling right now. Oh, it's so noisy, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll continue. We'll move on to AC from IG, which is AC underscore the writer. So again, everything that I'll be reading will be linked in the description below, so you could check it for yourself. We'll read first. So AC is also a personal friend. I know her personally, and one time she did a 4-word poetry, and I basically commented 4 words, and she made a poem out of it. So this is the one, this is the result of the 4 words I gave her. She lives with her heart safe in a swat of caution tape. This is the time when she decided that sweet is synonymous to deceit. I did tell her this, that as soon as she posted it, it felt like she knew something I didn't know, or she knew how was I feeling about something. And she's right. She did say that maybe she was checking my Facebook for stuff to create a piece that was relatable to me, because those are the words I gave her. It's just, I wouldn't say vulnerable, but people know me that if you're really nice to me or sweet, I wouldn't say sweet in like sweet romantic way. It's just sweet that you tend to do things for me that are not common for friends, that I would be so invested in that, and I will feel bad if all of a sudden you stop being nice or being sweet to me. So yeah, friends, I love you guys, but don't be too sweet. This is a weird thing to say. So yeah, it felt really targeted to me. Thank you, AC, for writing that. And I did have instances before where somebody was really nice and it turns out they just needed something from me, or somebody was really nice because they were trying to cover up something they did that they knew would hurt me. So yeah, let's not check into that more. So hopefully that's also relatable to you, and if you read it, if you do, please like the post or share it. Support friends or support creatives like this. It's also a boost for them. I just love how friends could articulate the ideas I have better than I do. Okay, the next piece I'll be reading is from AC's WordPress. The link would be in the description below. It is titled Pluviophile, which I think means the love of rain. So let me just read it. This was written last year of November. So I think they haven't written anything new, both of them, but that is what's good about writing, that if it's relatable, or it would always be, what's the term, relevant, no matter how old it has been written or how long it has been written before. So, Pluviophile. No, you don't love the rain. You only love it when you're safe under a roof, rolled in blankets, with a hot cup of coffee. But when it cuts you on the street and soak your shoes on a busy Friday night, you'd almost curse the sky. Don't call yourself a lover if you're not ready for both the best and the worst. You adore a thing in its whole form. You make no exceptions when you love or not. You don't get to pick which characteristics to accept. If you only want something when it's convenient for you, then it's not love, but greed. But better let the rain go and find your sunshine. So, this piece, I think this could go both ways. It could be romantic and through your friends as well, or I don't know. It's up to you, how, even relatives if you want to. So yeah, I've always loved the rain. I like this piece because it reminds me that no matter how rain catches me, or when it suddenly rains and I was expecting sunshine, it would get me a bit mad, but not to the point that I would curse the sky, I guess. I did remember one instance when I was still going through college or university. I go to a school with the uniform is a pencil cut skirt or an A-line skirt, which is really hard to walk with. and you have to wear heels for it. And one time I was going home and it just suddenly rained really hard, and I'm the type of person that doesn't bring an umbrella. Most friends would know that. The only downside of it is that my uniform was white, and when white gets wet, and everything would be sort of see through. But I didn't mind it. I kept my things dry. I got to the bus and felt like, oh, it was so nice to be on the way home, to be able to, and hopefully it was still raining when I get home, that I get to sleep, and it was cold, and it was really nice to sleep when that's the situation. So yeah. How would you adapt that to real life? So if you do have friends that you feel like is using you, but you want to stay with them because they're fun, something's wrong. So it's either you leave them, find your sunshine, or I don't know if this makes sense. Or as I've said before with a piece from photos and letters, communicate to them that this is how you're feeling when they do those things. And if they leave, then it's not your fault, because it turns out I guess they just like you because they are getting something from you. Then it's not your fault. It's their fault for not being for not loving you both ways. Like, you're bad and you're good. I'm not saying stay bad and don't try to change anything, but if you do get feedback, then try to improve on that. Improve for the better. Okay, well, yeah, improve. So yeah, with that, everything is up to your own interpretations when you do read them. Let me know in the comments below if you felt the same, or if you have something else to share that is related to the pieces I've shared. Go check the other pieces out as well. I'll be ending this now because the chickens are getting in the way. Again, thank you for listening to the podcast or watching it through YouTube. Do put a thumbs up if you like it, or subscribe if you want to see more, maybe. But basically, I just want you to comment and share what you think about what we talked about, or what I talked about today. Okay, bye now.